So, first act of the stage name's Alex Alcock, so I need you to start clapping, whooping and cheering and stomping your feet. Make loads of noise. Welcome to the stage, Alex Alcock, everybody!
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Alex Alcock's my name. Yes, I had a great childhood. Yeah, and guess what? You've got another bisexual. Hey! I went to quite extreme lengths to discover my sexual preferences. About 5 years ago, I joined the Royal Navy. Spent 6 months of the year in a sealed tube with another 150 men. Yeah, don't get me wrong, like I didn't come back from deployment, open the hatch, wipe cum off my lips and walk around like John Wayne. But something definitely happened down there. Yeah, I was in the Royal Navy, submariner, and I had a job. It was called Engineer Officer of the Watch. Yeah, sounds fancy. Everyone seen The Simpsons? Homer Simpson with his big deck of buttons controlling a nuclear reactor? Yeah, that was me. Homer Simpson of the sea. Or should I say, Homer Shrimpson? That's the first time I've said that. And actually, after 4 or 5 months underwater, you start to get a similar skin tone as well. They actually did a test. They started to worry about us, can you believe it? And they thought, let's check your vitamin D levels because it must be low. So what they did is they did a test against the general population. The only problem was the general population they chose was the population of Scotland. And what they discovered was that the general population of Scotland have the same levels of vitamin D deficiency as submariners who spend 6 months underwater. Yeah, we have a bit of fun and games down there. We watch lots of telly, watch lots of films. Disney films are huge down there because we want to make ourselves happy and have a bit of fun. But also to entertain ourselves, every man's got his needs. On a submarine, every wank is a danger wank. All right? At any moment, you could be interrupted. There's some precautions I took to stop embarrassing myself when it came to wanking. Let's see. Took 2 hard drives. One for the Disney. My second one was called the Wank Bank, right? Because you don't want to be sitting down for a group Disney film session looking for Moana and end up with moaning MILFs. Very different vibe. Yeah, you don't take the porn to see. You kind of have a little black market of porn where you pass all these hard drives around, right? And you're never sure what you're going to get when you open it. It's like a little present every evening. You get into your bed, you're like, ooh, what have I got tonight? I once spent an hour watching an Austin Powers porn parody. Yeah. I made it all the way through. I said it was a danger wank, right? It's a danger wank for 2 reasons. So a submarine bed is about as tall as I am. You've got about that much space between your shoulders and the top. And it's about that wide, okay? It's like a little coffin, and you've got curtains. All right, there's 2 options. Light on, silhouette the room. They can choose to join in if they want to. Option 2, light off, but make enough noise that they get intrigued and might want to join in. Don't know where this bisexuality came from, honestly. It's a strange world down there. It takes a bit of time to adjust when you come back to real life. A couple of random changes. Came back and there was a new pound coin. That one took me off guard. Yeah. New cigarette packets. They came in. I was like, what the fuck are these? They're just off the back of a lorry. No, I still smoked them. But the biggest change for me was my last deployment. We deployed October 2019. Very lovely time. Everyone was very happy. I returned from my final deployment in March 2020. No idea what was going on. You don't get any communications really down there. We had a snippet about a bat in China, and that was it. I went from spending 6 months in a steel tube with 150 men to full national lockdown and global pandemic. Don't know where I'd rather be, to be honest. A few strange things happen when you get back from sea. Obviously, it's quite a narrow demographic of people underwater. Short hair, men, horrible, stinky, smelly things, right? When you get back, you start to notice humans again. You sort of find yourself just walking through town, just like perfumes just passing by, or you see somebody with long hair, maybe a pair of boobs, No, Alex, no. But yeah, it's a funny old time. One of the weirdest things actually about being at sea for 6 months is, like, all you guys, when you get home from work, right, you sit on a nice comfy sofa and you slag off your bosses, yeah? Yeah. I would sit on this horrible, uncomfortable bench with my boss. You know. It was all right, but he kept talking all the way through Austin Powers. Right. When I was writing this, I was like, this sounds like a fucking nightmare, this, my job. Why did I do this? And I actually Googled, like, what are the top 25 or so nightmares that come up and people struggle to sleep with, right? And they were fear of drowning, fear of tight spaces, fear of being lost at sea. I know, that's how cool it was. Your partner leaving you. That happened more often than not. People would get back from a deployment and their houses would just be empty, right? Their partners were just fucked off and not even told them. And yeah, pretty tough. My partner stayed with me the whole time. I was lucky in that sense. Right, I'll leave you on this. The weirdest thing I ever saw on a submarine, right? I walked into a bunk space, going to do a little inspection. I thought, I'll just check out everything's going on okay. 2 blokes, cock in hand, seeing who could fit the most coppers up their foreskin. I'm Alex, I'm definitely a bisexual. Have a good evening.
Alex Alcock, everybody!